Let's take a look at this artifact. We're going to start out looking at indicator number 19, which is facilitate and guide learning as students take ownership of their own learning goals, and number 24, which is use assessment data to inform and guide instruction based on individual student needs. So this is a course for teachers on how that they can use Genius Hour in their own class and really, give them the know-how on what is Genius Hour. You can see that we provided the ISTE standards here, and then how they would get students to compose their own questions, do their own research, and then implement and present, and then share out, and then they come up with a unit plan in the end for using Genius Hour with their own students. If we look at the assignment here, you can see that the whole purpose of this course is for them to go through the Genius Hour project themselves so they can see how they would want to do it with their own students. And so in this one, they're going to use a question formulation technique to come up with a question for their Genius Hour project. Then what they're going to do is they're going to do the research, and they're going to use two different databases. They can use EBSCO, they can use Gale to research answers to their question. And then where we really want to get to is this implementation and presentation. So in this one, what the point of the course is for them to come up with a way to gather data and collect and gather data for their class. So we've got some sample research assignments that you can see here. And on this one, this is a sample exit ticket, how students use their time. They've got kind of a slider scale. This is a sample rubric that they could use, like how much effort are they doing? Are they meeting the objectives? And so forth. Here's a goal sheet, like what are your goals? How are you doing on it? And so you can see that these exit tickets, and we've got a stand-up meeting where the kids meet together, and we've got a little video on how to do it. But you can see how this really helps students take ownership of their own goals, like they're accountable for it. The other thing it does is it gives the teacher some data so that they're going to know how to guide their instruction. So if we look and see what the teachers came up with for this, you can see on this one, this is a kindergarten class, and they're going to use stand-up meetings at the beginning and end of class. For this teacher, she's going to use Padlet for them to reflect and put their progress on there. On this one, he talks about using an exit ticket every day. And then you can see here's a teacher that has the goal for the day, what the students spent their time on, how they're going to improve. And so this really helps both guide the students because they're going to fill this out regularly, and then it also gives the teacher the data they need to help the student out, to inform what they need to do. Like if they need help with the research, the teacher can help out there. If they need help with the question, they can help out there. If they need help with technology, whatever piece of it is, they get that help in the exit ticket or in the stand-up meeting on how to guide the student. So the next thing I want to look at is number 23, which is provide alternative ways for students to show competency. And on this one, what the assignment does is it says, hey, you come up with a platform for students to share their Genius Hour project. And you'll see that these teachers just chose a lot of different ways. So in this one, this teacher is using Blogspot as a way to share the Genius Hour projects. This next one, they're using Flipgrid. This next one, they're using Google Classroom or Google Sites as a way for students to upload. This other one, they're using social media. On this one, we've got another Google Sites, and then Google Classroom, and then you can see here's a Pinterest page. So all sorts of different ways that these teachers have come up with for students to show competency. And really that's kind of the point with the Genius Hour. So you can see that they're going to have their learning guided along the way with their goals. teachers use assessment data to inform and guide instruction. And then finally, they have lots of different ways that they can show competency, whether it's through those exit tickets, through the stand-up meetings, and then also what they turn in the platform that they've come up with. So lots of great stuff here in this class, and that's how it meets the ISTE standards.